What's up mga pare? It's me, Matthew, and today i-review naman natin tong BMW R90 Urban GS. But first, before we get started, batiin muna natin ang ating napaka-loyal na fan from Thailand. So what we got to you, good sir? Tara, let's get this started. So back in 1980, BMW released the R80 GS, which is considered by many to be the first adventure bike. That bike is what this R90 Urban GS is heavily based on. You can tell naman from this bikini fairing with incorporated windshield maliit, this high-mounted mudguard, off-road tires, the spoke wheels. Moving back naman, meron tayong retro-inspired na color with Imperial Blue, BMW Blue and Red decals. Below that is yung R90 na branded na air intake with yung big boxer twin natin. All very cool, muscular, laki pre. Moving back naman, ang ating high-ish scrambler adventure seat. Bagay na bagay sa aesthetic ng bike. Kasi yung original na R80 nga, flat na straight lang upuan. Ito, medyo ganun din. And below that naman, pati yung shaft drive, naging starting point rin natin. Kasi, well, shaft drive nga yung bike na to, might as well highlight, diba? And of course, it culminates in this parang central hub here na butas na butas. It goes all the way through. And that last detail, I think, completes the overall look of the bike. And I think very well-rounded package as a stylish, head-turning machine na bagay-bagay na ipark sa labas ng Starbs. In terms of engine performance, the R90 gives you a whole lot of engine. As you can see, ang laki niya nga. This is BMW's oil and air-cooled 1200cc boxer twin engine mated to a shaft drive. Medyo naging famous yung engine ito because this was also used in the R1200 GS. Probably kilala niyo yun. In this application, bagay na bagay siya sa heritage look nito kasi nga yung original R80, naka-boxer twin din siya. In terms of performance naman, you get around 109 horsepower and a similar amount of torque. So, hindi ka talaga kukulangin dito kahit medyo mabigat yung bike. It's like 490 pounds. So, mahirapan ka na sa parking, but once it gets going, it really does get going. Hindi nagkakamali yung speedometer nito when it goes all the way up to 220, kayang-kaya ng engine. But the question is, kaya mo ba? Kasi naked bike siya, sasaluhin mo lahat ng hangin. In slow speed situations naman, you get a lot of tractable, usable torque. Di ka mahihirapan sa paahon or kung may angkas ka or whatever, mahihirapan ka lang sa init. Kasi nga, oil and air cooled siya, baka maluto itlog mo and baka mag-overheat siya in traffic pag, stuck na stuck ka. But all in all, enjoyable, fun, and very characterful yung torque niya. In terms of handling, this bike carries its weight pretty well, especially considering na mabigat nga siya at 490 pounds. And yung center of gravity niya nga pala is a bit lower than you'd expect. So, hinahinay lang sa turns, especially at lower speeds kasi doon mo talaga mararamdaman na mabigat nga yung bike. And off-road rin, you gotta take care because while this bike looks off-roady and may GS siya sa pangalan, you have to remember that the word in front of GS is urban. Which means na medyo mas pang city ito with slight off-road leanings, medyo pang formal lang talaga yung off-road equipment. Dahil nga yung suspension, you've got a conventional fork with about 5 inches of travel, so di mo talaga siya mahaharabas on trail or on off-road tracks. Sa likod naman, you get a hand-adjustable monoshock, which is good for road settings, kaso nga lang because of the small suspension travel and the low ground clearance. Baka nga sumayad ka on bigger rocks and obstacles. Well, that aside, on the road naman, swabing-swabe yung handling. Turns very well, very responsive, precise yung handling. Just don't expect too much cornering ability kasi nga medyo off-road-ish tires siya. You've got Continental TKC80 tires on either end of the bike, which are, knobby, so mararamdaman mo talaga may slight vibration siya when you turn. If you push the bike too hard, kung ilin mo, iba yung contact patch kasi nga off-road. In terms of braking naman, you get dual Brembo rotors at the front and a single BMW branded caliper at the rear. Braking is very, very good and nasasalo na yung weight ng bike kahit sudden stop. And yung ABS rin, not too intrusive, sakto lang. That's also switchable kasi nga may dirt mode yung bike. May traction control rin siya which helps a lot pag maulan, especially if you set it to rain mode. And to cap it all off, may dirt mode din siya in addition to road if you really want to, try and make harabas with this bike. Pero di ko recommend kasi nga mabigat siya, mababa ground clearance. But, if you stick to the road, enjoy siya handling-wise. For the price tag of 1,175,000, you get a good amount of features with the BMW R90 Urban GS. So simula muna tayo dito sa left handlebar. As you can see, may cruise control siya. You can set it on and off, the usual shebang. You've got this menu button to cycle through, all the features. May yeah, turn signals ka. These are auto-canceling by the way. Dito naman sa right side, kung makikita mo, you have heated grips. Kung nilamig ko sa Pilipinas, but actually these came in handy because the other day I got caught in rainstorm along S-Lex. Malamig, basa, pero dahil sa heated grips na to, kaya ko makauwi. Very comfy. And of course, may mode button naman tayo dito to cycle through the 3 modes. You've got road, you've got rain, you've got dirt. And dito naman, in the center is our gauge cluster. Very basic actually. Wala kang tachometer, wala kang fuel gauge, speedometer lang, and this tiny LCD screen to give you the time, engine temperature, odometer, stuff like that. And of course, meron ka ring traction control and ABS. And another feature I like is yung adaptive headlight natin na kunyari, you're turning left, mag-on yung lights sa left. You're turning right, mag-on yung lights sa right. Like illuminate your way as you turn. And then below that naman, meron kang steering damper for additional stability and a bunch of situations. And dito naman, I don't know kung kita from this angle, pero may USB charger siya dito on the left side in case malobat yung gadgets mo. And aside from that, well, it's actually a pretty purist experience. Mas lalo na wala kang fuel gauge, wala kang tachometer, you have to shift by feel talaga. If you want more, you have to pay extra for the additional gauge pod. But for what it is, trip na trip ko siya actually. Parang I feel like magaling akong gumotor kahit di naman talaga because you just shift by feel and sound. But anyway, okay. Kung mapapansin mo, this bike looks pretty big and heavy, and that's because it is. Mararamdaman mo talaga when you're stopped in traffic, kung sumisingit ka, mabibigitan ka sa bike, but once you start rolling, okay naman na siya. It's sort of uncomfortable lang the way the heat mixes with yung high weight nga ng bike. Pero if abot mo na yung ground, which you probably will because ang narrow naman ng bike, it's not too much to be worried about. And in regards to the seat naman, it's nice and flat, maganda yung cushioning niya. Kaso nga lang, due to its shape, di ko masyado sasalahin. Like yung puwet mo pag nag-accelerate ka. And since wala siya masyadong ano dito, medyo diretso dito yung crotch ko, which also feels a lot of the bike seat. But it's not as bad as it could be, so well, that's something. The riding position and ergonomics for this bike are pretty scrambler-like. You can tell naman with these low and wide handlebars, yung foot pegs natin na directly below you, and itong flat seat natin. Okay naman to when you're riding on the bike talaga, when you're sitting down. Kaso nga, pag nakatayo ka, medyo awkward lang kasi mababa nga yung handlebars, and yung angle ng levers, straight na ganito, di siya nakatilt for when you're standing up and trying to hustle the bike off-road. As for the foot pegs naman, they're good when you're sitting on the bike. Kaso nga lang, pag tinatayuan mo siya, since you're sort of like narrow and thin, they're not as comfortable as they could be. But then again, hindi naman talaga to seryosong pangharabas na bike. If you're the kind of rider that heavily prioritizes style and heritage, then this could be the bike for you. It looks cool, it feels cool, and it has a lot of character. Plus, despite its road leanings, it has the ability to hold its own in light off-road situations. Kaso if you're looking for a more focused, more off-roady scrambler kind of bike, you might want to look elsewhere kasi nga mabigat to, and if you drop it, you're gonna feel bad because of the hefty 1,175,000 peso price tag. But despite all that, it has been a great experience with R90 Urban GS, and I'm really happy to have been able to finally experience BMW's Boxer twin engine. Anyway, if you have any other comments about this bike, any other bikes you want us to review in the future, let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.